Alright, hello everybody on YouTube, Pontiac fans of the early second generation 7873. People have asked a couple questions, so I did a video. I'm going to try to. I don't have any editing equipment, so this is a mic, and I checked that hole right here, and it's at 1.25. That's what this hole on the bottom where the core support mounts is. It's 1.25. So we can clear that bridge. The next thing is what goes in there. In 1970 and 71, they put a unit like that in there. And this is a piece of steel with a bent edge on it and a clip. You've probably seen them all rusted and messed up. They have little tabs on them, and those tabs locate it in there to keep it from the nut from moving around. They sit just like that when they're assembled, and they're not in the way of the L-shaped brackets for the nose. They use it for 70 and 71, somewhere around in sometime in 72. They changed this setup on top to another setup with a thick piece of metal with a punch in it that locates it in there. It goes right in and sits nice, and it's pretty thick. You can see right there the back side of it, and it goes in there. And it locates it in there. If you got an early car and you got one of these and the clip's messed, you can take this metal tab if it's still in one piece. And what I did was I bought a 1.25 washer, and I drilled a hole in each side of the washer and MIG welded it to this plate. And then on the top side, I welded a nut. I didn't have a square nut, but I welded a regular nut on a couple sides, lining it up. So basically it does the same job as this, and it looks the part, whatever. If you can't get anything else, it's better than what comes with a mounting kit. This is the bolt. This is the hardware you get, even from an Ames mounting kit, with that nut and the washer. Nothing's located in here at all, so it's just flopping in the breeze, just like a Camaro one would be, except for it has a a piece of the biscuit in here, to keep it going straight. The one in here, the biscuit's in the core support, and the washers are above it. If the thing doesn't stay straight to it, it can move around all over the place. I'm not a big fan of this setup at all. I think it's just a Camaro leftover, this stuff here. Alright. Okay, so this is the 1970 core support. So I'm going to show you what it looked like as a subassembly in 1970. I mean, this one's got some rust on it, but the mounting on it down here is pretty good shape. So in 1970, this gets pulled off the rack, and this one happened to have air, but it gets pulled off the rack to go in the car. They don't have time to mess around. They're getting one of the Firebirds out probably every minute and a half, 2 minutes. And for every 45 seconds, an F-body was coming down the assembly line and out the door. So they pull it off the rack, and it's already got the biscuit in it, and it's already got 2 of the thicker washers and a clip to keep it, which is similar to something that they would have used on the rear brake drums in this era, if you happen to have an original car. So this is what it looks like. This is exactly what the workers had when they picked it off and put it on the front of the subframe. So all I had to do is cock it at an angle and pull up on it, drop the nut in there, pull up on it, and wing it up in there, one on each side. So that's how that looked. And the hardware, 1970 was 71, had an L on it with a big washer. Was it 2.25? Something like that. Anyways, the washer. And it had an L on the bolt, and the other end of it had a tapered end, so they could easily get it started in there. Okay, I've loosened it a little bit, and I can now show you how the adjustment's made side to side. There's a slot in the core support that you guys probably know about, and if it's not rotted out or whatever, it's a slot in the core support that allows this biscuit to move, which allows the whole core support to move side to side to give you that miraculous fit that's nothing's fixed in place to get, that you have to work at. But the original, like I said, has 2 washers. This is the same 70 to 73 that I know of, going up and down, and that same adjustments, because the bottom of the core support is the same. So in 1973, you would have gotten a similar setup, except for you're going to have a bolt that's got a shroud on it. You know, it's got a, let's see if I can do this with one hand. So the yeah, you're going to get a bolt like that, and it oddly enough has an F in it, and it's a shoulder bolt, and I think it's 3.25 long, but it actually slides in that slot that you just saw on the thing like that, back and forth. And of course in 72, 3, and 4, that's going to be bolted into that, which is setting into the subframe. So you got 2 different bolts and 2 different clips from 70 to 74. Anyways, I know that other clip was using 74 now because somebody kindly posted on the forum saying they had one on their car in 74. So anyways, hope that helps and answers questions for people. It's a little work to get them lined up, but it's worth it. These clips not available unless you can find a 1/2 inch, like a 1/2 inch push clip, maybe one for a wheel stud for the rear brakes on the car. Those are 7/16. They might work. 7/16 might work. So, all right, take it easy.